Ever wondered how much damage a single piece of code can cause? Picture this. 3 young hackers, not your typical cybercriminals, but ordinary individuals with an extraordinary passion for technology. Their audacious curiosity led them down a path that would forever alter the landscape of the digital world. In their hands, lines of code twisted and morphed into something far more menacing than anyone could have predicted. Among server racks and computer screens, a digital monster was taking form. Its name, the Mirai Botnet. Born from the minds of these youthful prodigies, it was a testament to the paradox of technological prowess, a tool of profound potential that could also be a weapon of mass disruption. These hackers, in their seemingly innocuous environment, were about to give birth to a force of unprecedented power, a force that was capable of bringing the colossal machinery of the internet to its knees. A force that was, in essence, a ticking time bomb ready to explode into a storm of cyber chaos. Their creation, the Mirai Botnet, was about to unleash a digital tempest unlike any seen before. Imagine waking up one day to find your favorite websites inaccessible, the digital world in chaos. That's exactly what happened on a seemingly ordinary day in October 2016. The Mirai Botnet, a nefarious creation of 3 audacious young hackers, had unleashed a wave of cyber attacks unlike anything the world had ever seen. Major websites like the New York Times, Twitter, The Guardian, and CNN were suddenly out of reach, leaving millions of users worldwide in a state of utter disorientation. The internet, which we had grown to trust as a reliable and ever-present companion, suddenly seemed fragile and vulnerable. The blackout wasn't just a mere inconvenience, it raised serious concerns about the security of our digital world. Could something like this happen again? Could it be worse next time? The outage was a stark reminder of the potential for chaos when the internet's critical infrastructure is compromised. It was a wake-up call, a demonstration of the dark side of technological prowess, and the inherent risks of our interconnected digital existence. In the wake of the Mirai attacks, the world was left questioning the security of our interconnected digital existence. Who were the puppeteers pulling the strings of this digital monster? Let's pull back the curtain to reveal the identities and motivations of the seemingly ordinary trio behind the Mirai Botnet. Imagine this, a 19-year-old Josiah White and his friends, not the stereotypical seasoned cybercriminals, but young minds with a passion for technology. Their backgrounds didn't scream danger. There were no red flags, just a keen interest in computer repair and programming. Yet, it was precisely this passion that led them down a darker path. They created a cyber monster that wreaked havoc across the world, causing widespread damage. Mirai was their brainchild, their weapon of choice. It wasn't driven by a grand political scheme or a desire for financial gain. It was a demonstration of what they could do, a test of their skills and knowledge, a test that ended up affecting major websites and causing a global internet outage. Their youth and inexperience didn't limit their potential for disruption. In fact, it was an alarming revelation of how anyone with sufficient tech savviness and a lack of ethical restraint could pose a significant threat to global cybersecurity. These young hackers had demonstrated the dark potential of technological knowledge when used without ethical restraint. So what happens when the law catches up with digital malefactors? When it comes to cybercrimes like the Mirai Botnet attacks, the legal repercussions can be complex. Prosecuting these cases is a labyrinthine process, navigating not just national laws but also international regulations and conventions. It's not just about punishing the perpetrators, but also about deterring future hackers. The Mirai case became a hotbed for ethical debates. It raised questions about the responsibility of young, talented individuals with the ability to create such powerful digital tools. Should they be held to the same standards as seasoned criminals? It also sparked discussions about the ethics of hacking itself. Is there such a thing as ethical hacking, or is it all just a breach of trust and privacy? These conversations are ongoing and evolving, much like the digital landscape itself. The complexity of the internet and its borderless nature make it a challenging field for law enforcement and justice. The Mirai Botnet case served as a stark reminder of the need for stringent cybersecurity measures and ethical guidelines in the digital world. Our reliance on the digital world necessitates a robust ethical and legal framework to protect us from the dark side of technology. After the digital dust had settled, what lessons were drawn from the Mirai Botnet saga? The most profound lesson is the stark recognition of our collective vulnerability in the face of cyber threats. The Mirai Botnet, crafted by young hackers, demonstrated how the interconnectedness of our digital world can be exploited, leading to unprecedented scale of disruption. This incident underscores the importance of proactive measures in cybersecurity. We learned that simply reacting to threats as they arise is not enough. Instead, we must continuously anticipate, identify, and mitigate potential vulnerabilities. This requires a culture of continuous learning and adaptation, as the nature of cyber threats is ever evolving. The Mirai Saga also highlighted the need for collaboration. Tackling cyber threats is not a responsibility of a single entity, but a collective effort that involves individuals, organizations, and governments alike. We must work together, sharing knowledge and resources to fortify our defenses and ensure the safety of our digital world. Moreover, the incident raised important questions about the ethical use of technology. It reminded us that with great technological prowess comes great responsibility. We must foster a culture that encourages ethical conduct in the digital space. The story of the Mirai Botnet is a cautionary tale, reminding us of the precarious balance between technological advancement and security in our increasingly digital world.